Happy Hump Day! It is Wednesday, and we are here to gather our morning manna to start the day and get us through this day. We are reading Psalm 46:10 together, and today I will be reading from the Message translation of the Bible. And oh Lord Jesus, this translation, we need it, and we need to push pause right now. Stop what you're doing. Don't be distracted, because I know sometimes I'll put little videos on and podcast on in the background and go about my busy. Again, we are multitasking people, most of us, doing this, that, and the other. Not really pausing, not really resting, not really listening at all. But stop what you're doing, because we need to hear these words from God today in Psalm 46:10 from the Message translation of the Bible. So hear these words. Step out of that traffic. Take a long and loving look at me, your high God, above all politics, above everything. Do I need to read that again? Step out of that traffic. Take a long, loving look at me, your high God, above all politics. Let that sink in. Above everything. Part of the purpose of rest, we've been talking about rest and being still and pausing in life, taking moments with God. Part of rest is to be reminded that God is God. God is, excuse me. I got my dog with me today. She was trying to, we just have all kinds of noises in this house. Let me back it up. Part of rest, clearly I'm multitasking too, taking care of this animal as I'm trying to work, and she's over there trying to burrow, and it's distracting me. I needed to stop the distraction. Sometimes we have to stop the traffic, stop the distraction. So here we are. Part of the purpose, I could start this video over, but we're just going to keep rolling. Part of our purpose in resting is to remind ourselves that God is God. God is our creator. God is our priority in life. When God gave the 10 Commandments to Moses on Mount Sinai, read Exodus 20 if you don't know that story. The first commandment that God gave to the people, what? That there is only one God, and don't put anyone or anything above God. That commandment is connected to the commandment about taking a Sabbath, taking a rest, a break. I mentioned yesterday that God not only gives us permission to rest, God actually commands us to rest. Why? Because when we don't step out from the fast rhythm of life, we forget just that. We forget who God is. We forget, to quote Luther's catechism, the chief end of all people is to glorify God. To keep God first in our lives. When we don't take a rest day or any rest moments, it is easy to fill up our lives with a whole bunch of other things than God. And then that begins, in my opinion, the slow and steady stray away from God. The slow and steady closing of our ears, closing of our hearts, and getting on that very faster and faster hamster wheel of never-ending go, 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 go. No time to rest, time for breaking, no stopping, barely even a moment to catch your breath, and that is no way to live. But many of us do. And when we live in such a way, our perspective of everything gets very distorted. We forget that God is first, that God is in charge, that God is in control, that God is sovereign, that God is all powerful. God, we forget, is above all politics, is above everything. We need that reminder as we sit less than a month away from Election Day. I'm not going to get into politics. I'm just saying there is a whole lot of nasty mudslinging going on. And when we don't stop to rest and be silent before God, we get swept up in the nastiness. And when we give ear to all of that, we let God be drowned out. We have to, as the people of God, to step away from it all. And we must make room for not only rest, that's important, but when we rest, we must also make room for silence so that God can speak without constant distractions and constant noise or constant things grabbing and begging for our attention and trying to steal us away from what is important most in our life, and that is God. So let me say it again. Step out of all that traffic, all of that noise, all of those distractions. Step away from it all. Take a long and loving look at me, says God, your high God, above all politics, above everything. I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday.